All right, here's today's chaos. We're now deep into Donald Trump's current presidential term, and whether you voted for him or not, the country he's reshaping looks nothing like the one he promised. The headlines show one version of America, but the numbers, the policies, and the consequences tell a very different story. Like and subscribe, it helps a ton. Here's the twist. Almost every win this administration claims has a cost hiding behind it, and almost every scandal has a deeper consequence that's getting ignored. Let's start with the economy, because that's where his supporters say he delivered. It's true that the unemployment claims are still relatively low on paper, and job openings haven't crashed. A few manufacturing sectors even saw a small short term boost from reshoring and tariffs, enough for Trump to brag that he brought jobs back. And for people who felt ignored by past administrations, these surface level wins feel like proof that someone finally fought for them. But here's the reality underneath the slogans. Consumer confidence just dropped to its lowest point in months. Families are tapping savings to cover basic expenses. Prices remain painfully high. And new Reuters reporting shows small retailers are staring down holiday supply chaos because Trump's tariffs on Chinese imports are hitting everything they sell: toys, electronics, clothes, decorations. Right as Christmas approaches, they're warning that the costs are rising, shipments are delayed, and customers are about to feel the squeeze. So, yes, a few factories got a bump, but millions of people are living with a shrinking dollar, inflated food and rent costs, and no real sense that the economy is improving anywhere outside of a headline. Foreign policy isn't much cleaner. Trump is pushing a peace deal for Ukraine that, according to multiple sources, includes territorial concessions, military caps, and restrictions on Ukraine's long term security alignment. And this is happening while Russia is still launching missiles and drones on Ukrainian cities, bombing civilians and energy infrastructure in the same week diplomats talk about progress. And here's where it gets even messier. A Reuters investigation revealed that key sections of Trump's peace framework were lifted from a Russian government non-paper, basically Moscow's wish list for ending the war. Think about that. The most powerful country in the world may be negotiating a peace plan shaped around the aggressor's terms. And if that doesn't raise red flags about sovereignty, power, and influence, nothing will. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, Israel just launched a new major operation in the West Bank, this time with evacuations, roadblocks, and arrests across civilian areas. Human rights groups are warning that the West Bank is turning into a pressure cooker, and the U.S. still doesn't have a long term strategy that stabilizes the region. At home, the justice system has become a political battlefield. Trump appointed Kash Patel, a loyalist with no FBI career background, to run the bureau. And now Patel is facing serious scrutiny after the reports that he used a $60 million FBI check to fly his girlfriend to the Las Vegas Formula One race and surrounded her with elite tactical security teams. Former FBI leaders accuse him of running internal purges, targeting career officials and whistleblowers. Yet the administration still defends him publicly. And while Patel's controversies pile up, Trump himself just had the last remaining criminal case tied to the 2020 election dropped by Georgia prosecutors. The new prosecutor said going after a sitting president would be futile, even though the underlying allegations, if proven, would amount to a conspiracy to overturn an election. Critics are warning that this effectively gives a green light for future attempts because accountability has collapsed. Civil liberties: 21 states and DC just sued the administration after the USDA issued guidance cutting food assistance for certain categories of legal immigrants, including refugees and asylees, who became permanent residents. States say this move will immediately push families, including children, off SNAP, forcing them into food insecurity unless the courts intervene, all while the administration claims to be fighting for working families. So tell me, is this what law and order looks like? Or is this what happens when power moves faster than the guardrails meant to contain it? Because one thing is clear: this presidency isn't defined by a single crisis or a single policy. It's defined by how every crisis interacts with every policy. The tariffs shaping the economy, the concessions shaping foreign policy, the court rulings shaping justice, the agency appointments shaping civil liberties, and the country you live in today is the result of all those threads pulling together at once. You can think Trump is a disruptor, you can think he's a danger, but you can't deny this: America after this term will not look like America before it. And the hardest truth is that none of us really know what the new version of the country is going to look like or who it's going to work for.